Hello students, and we are back. Yes, in the previous lesson we had, not in the previous lesson, the previous video we had given an introduction for your chapter, that is resources in geography, and then we had bifurcated, or we had done a division of resources: natural, man-made, human-made. All these things we had done a differentiation and found out how these resources are used. Now coming to the next part of the same chapter, we will go a little bit more deeper into, that is what is known as human made resources. Okay, so I'm going to show you a photograph now. Oh, my whole stage moved over here. Okay, I'm going to show you a photograph over here, and you have to tell me what comes to your mind when you see these photographs. We have some money over there, lots of money over there. We got a ship, we got microwave, home appliances, we got a computer, a bike, a car, the Capitol building, an aeroplane, a furniture set, a bridge, train, multiple things we are seeing over here. So what are these things? Why is sir showing us photograph of so many different things together? Yeah. These are all human-made resources. These resources are made by man. Whatever existing resources or the natural resources that we find renewable or non-renewable, whatever they would be, from the environment, we take these resources, and this is what it is normally converted into, so that we utilize these resources in the way that we require, right? There is no other way to utilize resources. If it was not for man, it was not possible to make all these resources. So these are the human made resources, that is basically resources which we use further. For example, a computer in itself, if I am not going to use it, I cannot use it as a showpiece in my house, right? अरे घर में computer रखा है, very nice, beautiful computer. Does he know you have to use it? No, I don't know how to use it. If you don't know how to use the resource is useless. Like this computer, if nobody knows how to use the computer in your house, it is as good as a showpiece. So the resource needs to be used further, right? And this bundles of money, if it is kept hidden under your bed in the night and you sleep over it for the next 20 years, you will not utilize that money, but you will go and sleep over it. Is it of any use? It is not of any use unless and until you utilize it further to create more utility or to create more value. Okay, so this is the main purpose of human made resources. Now let me come to the next photo over here, which will make your understanding a little bit more easier. Human made resources. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery and vehicles, which are known as human made resources. So all these resources which we use further to utilize, if a resource like an aeroplane is made, that aeroplane is a resource for human beings because it transports human beings from one place to another long distance away place in a very short period of time. So it is the aeroplane which is serving as a resource to us human beings. If there is a thermal power plant made from where electricity is being generated, it is a resource for us because we are using the electricity which that plant is generating to us. It is providing us. If there is a plant created over here for manufacturing cars, obviously this plant is not going to make cars and keep that car in a showroom like a showpiece. Nobody can buy it. No. Obviously the main purpose of creating cars is people come and buy that car, and then that car is used as a transportation. So the resource which is created creates further resource for the end user, and of course the end user are you and me as human beings. So these are basically human made resources. And these human made resources, which when I show you the next picture, it will give you much more very clear picture of how our naturally found resources are used for creating these human made resources. This photo over here brings everything to much more clarity. If you see this rubber tree is used, the rubber is extracted, and we are making tires out of this particular rubber tree. Okay, not only tires, there are many different purpose for utilities for rubber. Wood, again, the tree is chopped and this wood is used for making this particular dining table. In the same sense, it is also used for making various different other furnitures and in different other purposes also. Metal which is extracted from the ground The spoon is made over here, like our utensils and all other things which we use at home. This metal is extracted and used. Sand. Sand is used for making clay pots. It is also used for making in the construction of your house in a very large way. So this sand, which is a natural resource, is converted into a man-made resource. This clay pot is a man-made resource because I am going to cook my food in this clay pot. So it is a man-made resource. So the natural resource is converted into a man-made resource over here. Copper, which is again got from mining activities, it is converted into wire, and then this wire is also used inside your house for purpose of electricity, and is also used over here as is shown in this photo for making a statue. So again, natural resource found in the earth is converted into a man-made resource like a wire, which is going to help you in getting electricity to different parts in your house, and also as this showpiece over here, this small statue which is made. So that is the ultimate purpose of natural resource turned into man-made resources, right? This is clear? Yeah. The next part in our lesson which we have is going to talk about how are we planning to conserve these resources. Conservation of resource. Now, as I told you earlier, some of these resources are renewable, some of them are non-renewable. If it is renewable, fine, no problem, I can use it again and again, like the sea water which is there. Sea water, the tidal energy or the tides can be used for generating electricity. River water which is there, the river water, we build a dam and we can use this on and on process for generating electricity. The wind, a renewable resource, yes, because continuously wind is there and I can use it for producing wind power, right? But if it is fossil fuel like our petrol or diesel, how do I conserve this? Coal is used for producing thermal energy. How do I conserve this? Conserving means how do I reduce the usage without over exploiting it? As the human population is growing continuously, the consumption of natural resources is also increasing, correct? With the increase of industrialization and urbanization, means the growing number of cities of the modern human society, the use of these resources is increasing day by day. So earlier, hundreds of years back, if the population of Belgavi was only about 50,000 people, just giving an example, might have been lesser also, but now if you see 100 years from that time, the population of Belgavi is close to 10 lakh people. So obviously 10 lakh people are going to use more water, they are going to use more soil, they are going to use more trees. So the usage of resource has gone up more than 100 times over here. If these resources are not properly managed and used, there will be a serious scarcity, means there is going to be a situation where these resources have almost disappeared from the face of earth. So we need to conserve the natural resources. Conservation is the proper management of a natural resource to prevent its exploitation, destruction or degradation. Degradation means spoiling that resource. You know, rivers, lakes, we have these natural sources of water which provides us with our drinking water. Without water we will die. There is no use for we human beings without water. And these same water bodies we pollute. We dump industrial waste into that, we dump garbage into that, we dump so many things into that. The quality of that water is degraded. It has become less. It has become so bad that we cannot even smell that water. It is impossible for me to drink that water. That is the meaning of getting degraded over here, because we have exploited it. We have made bad use of that resource which is provided to us. Okay, so here we have learnt about conservation of natural resources. Now you may be thinking, okay, we will conserve resource, no problem, but then how do I live comfortably, right? It is difficult. Without over exploiting, it is a little difficult. So what the next plan should be is this yellow portion which you see over here, sustainable development. Sustainable development means I use the resource also, and see to it that I do not use it so much that the entire thing gets destroyed. Plus, I need to see alternative sources of resources which will help me continue with my growth as I want to grow. Okay. A viable natural environment, sustainable natural and built environment, social nurturing community, economic, sustainable economic development ultimately will lead to sustainable development. So this sustainable development, most of the governments nowadays are speaking about sustainable development. Our Indian government also, they want sustainable development. It is very easy to talk this word, tell this word sustainable development, but it is extremely difficult to follow. Just imagine me coming to your house and telling you this electricity you should not use for 1 week per month. 1 week per month you should stop using electricity. How is it possible? It is difficult. HESCOM or KEB will stop supplying electricity 1 week per month because we are running out of electricity. We don't have for supplying for people. We don't have electricity. So KEB will stop supplying for 1 week in a month. What is the alternative? What solution do you have? If you are a responsible human being, you can come up with a solution. You can go up to your roof, install solar panels over there. It is nice hot summer. The sun is bright and shine throughout the day. You can use that solar panels to generate electricity and power your house. You can tell KEB, nahi chahiye, 1 week what? We don't want for entire month only. You don't supply. I will use the solar panels and I'll be happy. I don't have to pay your electricity bill. I don't have to. This is what we mean by sustainable development. Your need for electricity is also fulfilled. You are not putting any burden, extra burden on KEB, and plus you are having a nice, good time at home without worrying about when power is going to come, whether power is going to come or go or what. When power cut is there, you don't have to worry. Because you are having solar panels that is providing you electricity how much ever you want. That is called as sustainable development. Okay. So with this, we come to the close of this chapter. Earlier in the previous video, we had done the different bifurcations or different classifications of resources. We had learned about natural and man-made resources, and over here we have given more in detail about how human-made resources are used, how natural resources are converted into human-made resources, and how these human-made resources are more and more being used. But the problem over here is conserving of resources. Because of overuse, because of growth in population, because of number of people increasing on our planet Earth, it is becoming difficult for conserving our resources. So what we need to see in the future is right from now is how we have sustainable development. We grow also, and at the same time we conserve resources also, so that both of them live happily together without anything getting destroyed. Right? So this is all for now. We will close the chapter over here and wish you all a good day and stay safe. Okay, thank you.